Thanks for considering our products here at Architectural Mall, where we strive to be the best in our space. This is a quick tutorial on how to install a rotunda. It is also available on our website as a PDF guide. Unload and unpack your order. Make sure all the parts and pieces are there. Make sure everything is stored on a solid, flat surface. Assemble the rotunda lower entablature on a flat surface. Make sure to align all the joints. A ratchet strap here would help make sure everything is nice and tight. Using an orbital sander and 80 grit sandpaper, sand down the lap flange on the inside of the entablature. You can also use a grinder with a masonry wheel to skim the surface with quick strokes. Use acetone to wipe down the dirt and any dust or residue. Using wood or plastic shims, make sure the outside surfaces are flush with each other. Pilot drill holes on the overlap of the lap flange. Using stainless steel screws, screw the two parts together. Cut any shims that are visible from the inside. Once you have the parts flush, using an exterior marine-grade 2-part epoxy, glue the entablature together from the inside. Depending on the epoxy used, this should set up in 20 to 45 minutes. Measure and cut the treated 1x4s and frame the inside of the entablature to allow for the transfer of weight from the exterior dome down to the entablature and columns. Framing should be 16 inches plus or minus on center. This is a good time to fill in the screw holes using the provided putty. This step can also be done once the entire rotunda is assembled and installed. Use the provided fiberglass strips, resin, and activator to fiberglass the entablature together from the inside. See the included instructions on how to properly mix the resin and catalyst ratio. Make sure to wear proper protection when mixing and applying resin. Dry fit and cut the entablature cover as needed. Make sure the entablature aligns, sits flush, and is level with the ground. Once that is done, remove the cover. Flip the entire entablature over. This requires several people or the proper equipment. Using the provided PVC template, mark the locations of the holes. Using a 1.5-inch drill bit, drill the pattern onto the entablature. Once this is done, you will need to flip the entire entablature back right side up and place it over the columns. This again will require the proper manpower as well as scaffolding or equipment to raise and lower it in place. Once it is set in place, use the provided washers and nuts to bolt the entablature to the columns. Place the cover in the proper location. Use the same 2-part epoxy and screws. Place the inner dome on the entablature and mark it with a pencil. Remove the dome and put a bead of glue on the perimeter. Set the dome back down, then pilot drill and screw to the entablature. Caulk perimeter. On flat ground, assemble the exterior dome assembly. Use clamps to hold it in place once aligned. Apply adhesive to the flanges and use stainless steel bolts and washers to assemble the dome wedges together. Once the dome is assembled, you will need to get inside to add the fiberglass strips. This step is optional. In about 1 to 2 hours, the adhesive and fiberglass should cure. After confirming it has cured, you can use manpower or equipment to raise the exterior dome and set it in place on a bead of epoxy or caulking. Pilot drill holes every 12 inches and use stainless steel screws to hold the dome in place. Use the provided patch material to cover all screw holes. At this time, you can caulk everything and patch all screw holes now, if not done already. This concludes the installation guide on our rotunda. For a fee, we can pre-assemble the entire rotunda and ship it as a 4 levels and plug-and-play kit. You will only need to place each part and do the final caulking. There are more videos on stair installations, railing to column installations, as well as other products. Again, thank you for considering our products for your project.